Hello. Had something I wanted to discuss with you. So, all my life, every product that comes out is supposedly improved. And things are improving and improving and improving. And, like the telephone. When I was little, it was a rotary phone. And then they became nicely shaped. And then there became princess phones. And then there became long wires. You could change the wire and you could walk far with it. And then there were phones that hung on the wall, kitchen phones. That reminds me, with a long cord. You could do all your housework and whatever while you were still on the phone. Or you didn't have to be just sitting in one chair, which is the way it had been. The curly things were new. Anyway, and then I'm not going to go through the whole telephone thing, but you see where it's come to. And I was thinking that as everything improves all the time, like right now I'm just listening to a thing about the weather forecast, how it's getting better. They're now using AI for the weather. Well, this opens a whole other ball, a kettle of fish, or a Pandora's box. Pandora's box is probably a very accurate way to describe AI. Because we have no idea what else is in the box with AI, in the AI box. What is AI capable of? How do we limit it? And if a bad guy gets it, can he change it? And suddenly it's a tool for bad? Ooh, when the internet came out, the internet was all good. Can you imagine that? It was all good. It was messaging people back and forth. It was no wait, that was after. You could email, that's right, there was email, so there was that. And that was the beginning. And the internet was, my parents invented the internet, really. My parents' generation. I never knew about it. But then, it was, in my mother, she was an executive secretary, so she was always using the email and different things like that. She had to organize flights and things like that for professors and itineraries, and she was a really amazing person. The things that she could figure out and do. Anyway, so I think we're going to look at time, like you look back on Y2K. Like, I'm thinking of significant events that have happened. And Y2K was a big thing because when the year rolled over from 1999 to 2000, none of the computers, the software, everything was not designed to go to 2000. It was just to go, it was always to be 19 something. So they thought maybe it would go to 1900, or maybe everything would just crash. Everything was going to stop. There wouldn't be electricity, the internet, do we have internet? Yes. Everything would stop. All of the people that were now computerized wouldn't function. It was a huge horror story, and all the companies were scrambling to update their software. You might not know about this. I mean, that was 23 years ago. Some of you would have been very young. Not me. Anyway, so there was Y2K, and then there was a lull, and then there came, I guess the Trump era. That thing came, and then COVID came. And then after COVID is AI. So we're going to think back on the beginning of AI, where it all began. And just like the internet, when AI begins, it's just lovely. I mean, I've got ChatGPT. She answers my gardening questions, everything I need to know on all kinds of subjects. She can tell me. And she's pretty good on the facts. Sometimes she's doesn't quite get it. She's not like us, but she's fast. She's like a research assistant that's very fast. I think that's what I think of her as a research assistant. She's amazing. Anyway, so at the beginning of AI, it's great. We've got it on, but I'm hearing all kinds of other stuff about AI now. Like she's not my assistant. Well, now I'm hearing about kids at school and having help writing their essays and things with AI. And a lawyer that gets AI to write his brief, is that what it's called? He gets up and he reads it all, and it turns out that she has added, precedent. Everything in law has to do with precedent. And I realized also yesterday that the role of Congress is to write laws. I thought that was interesting. They were interviewing somebody that there were a lot of UFO sightings, and they call them UAPs now, phenomenon, unidentified. It's not autonomous, I don't know what it is, but anyway. But those have always been around. We've watched so many science fiction movies with them, which always have come from stories of real life, Oh, I should pass this guy. Look at that long stretch of perfect road. And nobody coming. And he is going very slowly. I'm going too fast, but of course that all slows right down once you finish going by. There comes a big truck on the horizon. Okay, so AI and the internet start out nicely, and see what happened to the internet. At first it just became a bit corrupted. It became porn. And that was about all there was. And then there were viruses. Porn preceded viruses, I think. And the viruses were somewhat benign. They do things like infect your email addresses and send letters to everybody, which I don't know, ads to everybody or something like that. If you clicked on one. Well, but no, it didn't happen I don't remember. I think they just went straight to your contact list, and then things got worse. Then there became pedophilia, and all that became part of the internet. I mean, the progression from soft porn to hard porn. I mean, I don't even think about these things, but the internet got worse. And just like this AI, well, it's not really gotten worse yet. Our adaptations are where the problems will be. So this lawyer, he got them to do precedent, in a I don't know the facts, but in my imagination, in a brief, which I think is what it was, he would have had to refer to other cases and the outcomes. That's all to do with precedent. Well, she made it up. She made up all these precedent case trials and outcomes. And it looked perfect, but they were all imaginary. I don't remember much, except I think he might have lost his law license. He certainly got in trouble. He may not have gotten, I don't know enough about the story. But I thought that her making up false precedents was a pretty big mistake. And there's all these random places that it can be used. You can get it to write some code. And if you know code, you can read it and you can know whether it did it right or not. If you don't know code and you're depending on her, forget it. I guess you hit that on the way down. I don't know if you'll stay or if you won't. If you don't, that's one thing we'll have to deal with, isn't it? But I mustn't be playing with you while I'm driving. That's not nice. It's not good. Anyway, so now the internet it's a terrible place. It's really a terrible place. It'll make you think you're crazy. It'll give you two opposing facts and say they're true, and show you and have many ways to prove that they're both true. Like, when has that ever happened? So we gotta do this better now. anyway, so the internet is no longer what it was, and it has become the safest thing around is really, your phone is probably your safest thing. But I mean, don't hold me to that. But there's all these things like I don't want to get into all the possible evil that's on the internet. You just trust me, there's a lot. And AI has that potential. AI is very innocent. And today I heard on the radio, and every time I hear AI being used for something new, I get a little anxious. Strange, eh? But I know that this potential for great evil is out there. And say China wants to have a perfect army, they can have robots and program them with AI, and they can take over. Of course, I'm not sure that they would want them to take over because it might take over them. But cartoons used to be the bad guy who wants to take over the world. Remember? We don't have those anymore, right? We think we don't have those guys anymore. But we do. We really do. Just like the Roman